I'm getting this sent to me from Colorado. Finally, it becomes legal in Minnesota. So she goes down and qualified immediately. Now I can get it here. I don't have to go to Colorado. But guess what? $600 a month.
What?
Initially.
Oh my gosh.
600. I'm paying 600. Now, here's another good one for you. My health insurance. Oh, they happily paid for these 4 pharma drugs
that don't work.
Did nothing and don't work. But now when I get a cannabis bill, they won't pay for it. Oh, no, we're not paying for marijuana. We're not paying for what works. You know, we're not going to pay for that. So I'm paying $600 a month. It was at that point in time I looked at my wife. I said, honey, I think we should move to Colorado. I said, because I'll have a better time of getting what I want out there. And I said, and we can get what you want for $30 a month. You know, that I said $600 a month, that's damn near a mortgage. Mm-hmm. You know, let's move to Colorado. Imagine if the governor of Minnesota moved to Colorado because his wife needed, and he couldn't get it here. Well, then what happened? We expanded. It dropped to $300 a month, which is still outrageous. Now I can happily say I'm recouping it somewhat because now that I have Ventura Farms, she gets it free.
Awesome.
And so all of this payment, I had to fork it out. And again, health insurance won't pay for what works. Why not? Why not?
Because it takes you out of the circle.
But like I said, cannabis took away the seizures that the First Lady had and gave us our life back. So that was my undying loyalty to cannabis. When cannabis keeps your wife of 50 years with you, then it's got a place. It's going to always have a place in my home. And I ain't going to run from it. I ain't going to hide from it. I'm going to let people know that this plant is a medical plant and then I got on the BAM. I don't want any family in Minnesota to go through what we went through. They maybe don't have the wherewithal to be able to go to Colorado and get it. I wanted it, that's when I got on the real bandwagon. I wanted it legalized in Minnesota so that no family in Minnesota has to go through what Terry and I went through with her seizures. I want it readily available. Anyone can get it who needs it. End of story. And today she's still seizure-free.
That's great. What were like the pressures at the time? You were bringing up, you're trying to fight this fight that hadn't been started yet in Minnesota. Like, what were the political pressures at the time as you were bringing this to the people?
Well, I don't think that, for me, it wasn't bad because I was pretty outrageous to begin with and got elected. I remember during the campaign when I came out and said, why don't we legalize prostitution? Oh, my God, my people came up and said, you just blew the whole election. Because, outrage. Jesse Ventura says legalize prostitution was the headlines, right? I'll never forget. Dean Barkley. We're all in a room like this, and Dean walks in, and he's got his cigar. Dean plops down in the chair, looks at everybody in the room, and says, he says, how do we take this lemon and turn it into lemonade? He says, I think I figured it out. And we all said, what? Because they all told me I was finished. You're done. Your candidacy's over. Because you said that. Dean goes, He said, here's what we go out to the press with.